Hello everyone. um, I received few emails in regards to the Vsphere 5.1 vCenter installation uh, about SSO errors, password, some other issues. So I thought I should make a video uh, on installing vCenter 5.1. Now, vCenter 5.1 installation is different from vCenter 5 version 5 because there are some changes in 5.1. So let me start the installation and show you how that works. So in my vCloud, I have a Windows machine. As we already know, for vCenter we need a Windows 2008 machine. So I'm gonna use this machine. My vCenter 5 is installed here on this VS1 because because VC1, the vCenter that I had on this server was expired, and I installed it on VS1. So VC1 does not have any vCenter for now because I reinstalled the previous one. So let me go on to VC1. This is VC1. Within VC1, just to first make sure there is no vCenter on this one. And how we do that, and how do we do that, excuse me, we go to all programs, VMware. Within VMware, if vCenter is there, then you would find more options here. So vCenter is not there. So the very first thing what we need to do here is go to vCloud, go to your select the server, and it's saying showing busy. Once it is not busy, you go to CD, and from the CD you need to select vSphere 5.1 CD, vSphere 5.1 CD. Once that is selected, because I selected it previously, that's why it's showing busy. I would go here and I go to my computer and I would see this. So you need to select, remember, vSphere 5.1 CD. Once that is selected, this menu will be shown to you. It is different from vSphere 5. In vSphere 5 you don't see simple install, single sign-on, inventory, services, and server. In vSphere 5 you would only see vCenter server. So vCenter. So there are two ways to install vSphere 5.1. We can go with the simple install. Simple install is supposed to install single sign-on, inventory service, and vCenter server in one shot. Simple install. But most of the time this gives us error message. Sometimes it does work. If this is your first vCenter, if this is your first vSphere 5.1 vCenter, I would strongly advise that go step by step. First install single sign-on, then inventory service, then server, and then when you have to install second vCenter 5.1 server, then you can use simple install. That would work because these services will be installed and simple install will automatically install everything for you. But since it is a first time, always go step by step. So I'm gonna go step by step. Since this is my first vCenter 5.1, I would start with here. So single sign on, you would select install and OK. Now, single sign-on is a service that is required in 5.1. It is essential. Uh, we Once you go with the single sign-on, it would it would give you a wizard like this. But one thing you need to remember is that single sign-on has its own password. This password that you set up within single sign-on, you you need to write it somewhere because this password will be asked again and again within when you install inventory services or vCenter services. And this password that you set up at single sign-on is different from your vCenter password. So remember, so this is what most of the users are getting error on when they are asked on single sign-on password. They confuse it with a vCenter password. It's not a vCenter password, it's a single sign-on password. And it is set once you go through single sign-on wizard. So I'll show you right here. Next, accept, next. Now here, if you already have single sign-on in your environment, then you can join or you can recover. Since I don't have any single sign-on to join in, I would create a new single sign-on installation. Here, install just basic. Create a primary node for new vCenter single sign-on on installation. So this one is select this option for vCenter single sign-on installation with only one node accessible by local system user. This is for new multi-node. If you have multiple nodes, then this is required. In our case, it is just a single node, so I'm going to select the first option. Next, now this is the password that is different from vCenter password. So I'll type password 11. I'll just uh, keep it a bit different from the vCenter password. In this case, I'm typing P capital password 11, P capital password 11. I would suggest the same for you. The password does not have so it needs a special character as well. Okay, so what I would do in the beginning, I would type shift 1, which is exclamation sign, and then P capital PASSWORD 1, and shift 1 P capital password 1 here. So shift 1, which is exclamation sign, and then P capital password 1. So remember that the best way to remember this is this, that you keep it on the desktop here somewhere, because so this is your SSO password. I would type the password here just for my remembering. Okay, so at this point it's asking that if you already have SQL Server 2008 somewhere, then you can select, or if it is a new installation, you would just select this one, or if it is you already have SQL Server somewhere, you can select this option. In my case, it's a new install. I would go with this. And next, here it's just making sure this is your server name. Next. This is just a DNS error, so for now it's okay. Doesn't matter, just click OK and move next. Do not change anything here. Next. And next. It is the port that will be used and installed. So at this point it is installing single sign-on. Remember what I said about the password. The password that you set up for single sign-on is different from any other password. This will be asked to you again and again. So remember, you keep it on a safe place. And this password is it needs a special character within the password. So remember this one. Your normal vCenter or local admin password won't work with this. So once this is installed, I'll pause the video and I'll continue once it is finished. So it is still being installed, and just ignore all messages, just let it install what it is installing, and I'll pause the video and wait. Here it's the same setup going on. It is installing all of the supporting files, and you will see in progress. Once it is done, it will be successful. Few other files it needs to install, and so just let it go. So this is, I'm checking back after about 10 minutes. It is still going on, so we'll wait until this installation is done. Okay, it is done now. So Here I would just finish. So single sign-on is installed. Remember, it has a different password. Second, I'm gonna install inventory services. This installation is fairly quick, so let's see. Um, Inventory services. Again, it's a new component in Vsphere 5.1, and it is installed. Okay. Third one, vCenter. Start the installation. Within vCenter installation, it will ask for single sign-on password, and let's see, it is going on. And next, and next. I accept. Next. Do not override. Leave existing database in place. Replace. So within, since this same server I had previous install, I would just replace the previous database. The same, and it will give us that DNS error, but that's fine. So just click OK. Move next. And so this vCenter, we know it's a small install, medium, large. So we're gonna select small. Next. So this is the point where a lot of students, users confuse between vCenter and single sign-on password. Remember, this is single sign-on password. In my case, it was exclamation password 1. So remember, the single sign-on password is used here. Once this is done, you will move forward. If you do not use single sign-on password here, then it will give you error message. It won't move further without the single sign-on password. And also remember this username. This is a single sign-on username. Special username for the single sign-on service. And it is waiting. Oh, actually I pressed the vCenter 2 times. That's why this is the second one. I'll just close this. So vCenter server is installed. Finish. Overwrite certificate because previous install, yes. And install. It is, oh, it is inventory services. I think the previous install was not finished, but anyways, doesn't matter. I think it should be okay. Was a bit slow, and it is again registering with single sign-on. It should ask for the password, but if it does not, then it's okay. If it does, then we would need to use the same single sign-on password. Let's see, it's just going on. And let me pause the video here, and or let it go. It is finished. And let's see if vCenter is properly installed. We'll go to all programs, and we see a lot of these different icons here. I think vCenter is installed. Let's double check by logging into vCenter. And for the vCenter, we would need vSphere client here as well. So I would go to the same setup and install vSphere client on this machine. It is again a quick install. Actually, video is getting bigger and bigger. The bigger the size, it will be difficult to upload. So that's why I kind of pause and resume. So Let me complete the vSphere client install and I'll resume the video. Okay, vSphere client is installed. As uh, we are all expert in installing VMware vSphere client. Once it is installed, you would see this icon on the desktop. I'll start the VMware vSphere client and then connect to localhost since this is my vCenter. If vCenter installation is okay, this should start. vSphere client could not connect to this. An unknown error occurred. You know what? I think I'll install vCenter server again because when we were installing vCenter, inventory service installation was started as well. And let's see. Once vCenter server installation is going on, once this is done, I'll just complete the vCenter install just like normal vCenter, and I'll start the recording. So I'm reinstalling vCenter. During the install, it is asking me the license key. We are not providing license key and will be using evaluation mode. Just click next. Sometimes it doesn't go forward from this screen. In that case, you would just cancel everything and restart the server and then reinstall vCenter if it's stuck on this step. Next and next and next. Just normal questions. And it's a standalone vCenter install. Normal. And this is again single sign-on password. As I mentioned before, this is a very important password in vSphere 5.1. So remember this password and use the single sign-on password, not the vCenter local admin password. And so this will be the administrator, normal. vCenter administrator recognized by this, and next. Next again, and the installation begins. So right after these questions, it would take some time to install. So I'll stop the recording here, and once it is done, I'll start again. Okay, vCenter installation is done, and finish. And let's go to all programs and see. Yes, now it seems like vCenter is installed. Let's quickly start this vSphere client and try to log in. As you can see, vSphere 5.1 installation is not that straightforward as compared to 5. So if there are errors, if there are issues, just try again. If you're stuck in between anywhere within single sign-on inventory service, vCenter, I would advise uninstall everything from control panel, even the SQL server, uninstall everything. From here, go to features, uninstall all these, and also everything that you see for vCenter. Let me refresh this. Yes, so uninstall everything, clean, and then start installation again, one by one, all of them. So this is and if that doesn't fix, then uh, do not waste time in troubleshooting. Just install a new server and do the fresh install. As you can see, it is connecting now. It means vCenter installation was perfect. It is installed, and now I would connect all my ESXOs here. So I hope that now most of your confusions uh, will be over about vSphere 5.1 install, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.